All right, this is interesting. So we've got the dominant individual here, and he's just been chasing off another intruder. And this time I don't know this, but I would guess that there's one that's just kind of lurking around that outer periphery on the left-hand side. But unfortunately, I can't quite see from this camera angle. I might check later from this other camera that we've now stationed up here on the second day. But down in the bottom, you see this individual comes in, sneaking in. And what's particularly interesting about this here is that you'll see that this skate has parked itself right between this individual, turns out to be a female, and this skate is partially obstructing the view as far as I can see from the dominant individual. So he's really got a lowered body, very different sort of body coloration, very, very pale. And he hangs out down there for quite some time without drawing any attention from the dominant individual. So I can fast forward through the video. So we're a few more minutes along here, and they engage in a few of these little interactions. See how this one's sort of extending an arm. He's just kind of playing it cool. And they sit like this for a long time. Nothing's going on up here. As far as I can tell, this individual just doesn't notice what's happening. So we go a little bit further. And so we go all the way along to about 10 minutes from when this, there's another couple of skates on the site. We go about 10 minutes along. You can see he's just starting to extend an arm in the direction of this individual here. It's interesting how she's just turned almost absolutely white at this point. And one would guess that the view of the dominant individual up here is even further obstructed by these skates. They're not predators of these octopuses as far as I can tell. If anything, the octopus will just march right past them. So I don't think that he's, I would guess, I mean I just don't know, but I would guess that he's not afraid to march over. I've seen them push their way past these skates before. So this is all happening very slowly down here. But it looks like he's got an arm extended into the den of that other octopus, and let's just see if we can get a good look at what happens by fast forwarding a little bit. So here we go. Let's take a look at what happens here. It looks like he's making his move. No, not yet. So it looks like divers are now back on the site. We're towards the end of the first dive on the second day. And I'll be curious to see what happens here. So now he's got his arm extended quite far down into the den of this other individual, and it's not, notice it's gone further down into his den, and it's not exhibiting that white coloration anymore. So I would really love to know whether this dominant guy is tolerating the presence of this other male on his site, or whether he just genuinely hasn't noticed what's happening. Oh, sorry, I'm fast forwarding a little bit to see. I'm curious what happens here. So he's been there now for almost 20 minutes. Very difficult to tell whether she's receptive to these efforts or not. He's certainly giving it a try. It's a bit unfortunate that the divers showed up at this point. Oh, let me see what happened there. Some silt is being kicked up. Looks like that octopus is still in position, arm inside the den. Still there, skate's still there. Oh, there's another mating happening by the looks of it up here. It's a bit hard to see, but his arm seems to be extended, so he might be distracted for that reason. And this is also unfortunately the time that I decided it would be good to measure the dimensions of the site. So there still appears to be mating going on. It's now been about 25 minutes and we're at the end of the video. So we may not get to find out. Oh, interestingly, that skate is gone. And we've got the dominant individual engaged in mating up here. But it's interesting, he seems not to be interested in trying to get rid of that other individual. I'm going to go to the start of the next video, but there's often a bit of a lag when the cameras were being changed over, so I'm not sure what we'll see.